I didn't even started, so suck my balls.
Present.
Suck my buzz, Cal.
Yeah, suck my balls, Joe. Yeah, now we're gonna just fucking talk to the intro. How about that? We're gonna
How
break,
about you suck my balls?
You rat hall monitor.
fucking break the
Punk-ass
fourth
silly.
wall
Who do you
here.
think you are?
Not even,
Suck
we're not even let the
That's right,
listener
suck
listen
my
to
Canadian
this.
balls.
This is all your fault.
Suck my balls.
Yeah, suck my
No,
balls.
you suck my
Yeah, you
balls.
suck my balls.
No, you suck my balls. This isn't my fault. This is your fault.
This
Whatever, you
is
can suck our balls.
100% your fault. I was in the process of recording. About to start, but no, you had to just talk right in the beginning.
No.
Couldn't even have a
No,
clean start.
see-
Suck my balls.
Good.
Suck my balls.
Clean start.
How would you children
See-
like to suck on my chocolate
But
salty
If
balls?
you had hit the button when you said you hit it,
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't have been a
my
smart ass.
balls.
So it's both our faults.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my
That's right.
balls.
Suck My Balls.
Suck my balls.
South Park
Suck my
Review.
balls.
Very unorthodox opening intro as we bring you another edition of South Park Reviews. I'm your host in the heat. I can't be beat. I'm a guy who's high with the air is dry. Your boy, MSG. Follow me on that Twitter, Instagrammer, Matthew_a Each and every week I'm joined by two guys who like to tell you stories about their lives. Some of them one day might have a wife. Some of them might go camping and kill something with a knife. And some of them, well, they just, use their guns, their saddles, their whips, and, well, I don't know. They live their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Doctor, the doctor of thugonomics, the doctor of trenches, the doctor of sheep and wolves, and the doctor of professional wrestling. He's got
Damn,
he's got a PhD in madness. He's got a PhD in sadness, and he's the one that's going to bring you the fun. He's the one you take to your mom's home when they're at sun. Looking for a nice son? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Dirty Joe Vernola.
Like, I started losing track of how many people I took jobs from after you said I was a doctor of thugonomics, John Cena, and the doctor of professional wrestling, Dr. Tom.
Right. Yeah. I'm
Putting
taking
them all
over.
out of business.
Yeah, I'm taking, I'm
take
not,
it.
I'm not in the wrestling business, so I can say whatever I want. I'm also
Too sweet me, bro. We're taking over.
We're taking over, bro. Well, like, if I don't know if this video will ever make it, but if it ever does, I'm doing an LA Noir theme here where I'm in black and white today. I don't know. I was just feeling a little moody. It's feeling a little dark. But normally he's on the podcast with us, but he's probably at work or something. I didn't really feel like doing a lot of stuff today, so. My bad. I didn't even hit him up. I love you, Scoop. But yeah, it was just kind of impromptu. I was just hanging out. I was like, Joe, let's knock out another episode. And me and Ian have done tons of episodes by ourselves anyway, so it's not really an issue here. But we are here to review for you another South Park episode. So if you haven't figured this out, get a clue. Maybe write some notes. Maybe go back and listen to the 120 plus episodes that are up there, because we review South Park in linear. That means in order fashion. We are up to South Park episode number 121. It is Suck My Balls. Suck My Balls 124. That's right, because, if you don't understand, we got to do pilot. That's that's the other one, right? That counted as one. And then we did the movie, that counted as two. So there's your extra 3. And that's how we end up with 124, you see? And this original episode, it aired on November the 10th of 2004. Very interesting time for young Matthew Schaffer, as his parents were whisking him away to Polson, Montana. But that, my friends, is another story for another day. The story of this episode is the kid who took the fall for the boys, that being Stan, Kai, Cartman, and Keeney, is getting out of juvenile hall. And of course, his first order of business is going to be seeking retribution. Revenge shall be his. Joe, did you ever have any bullies that ended up going away or doing something so bad, so horrific, that you were afraid they would come back?
No.
No, okay, that's good. I'm glad you didn't end up in that situation. That'd be pretty sad. I didn't either. I mean, then again, I never was in like too big of situations where I was like, I don't know, being bullied too much. And if I was, then I would use my mouth, and I'd be kind of a smart mouse. And like, if you're gonna bully me, then I'm taking you down with me verbally. Like, I'm about to eviscerate you. You're going down, boy. I'm gonna give you the reason. Like, if you were looking for the, yeah, you get in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I got a lot of trouble when I was a kid. But Stan and the rest of the boys are gonna be clearly panicked here in this as the beginning of this episode happens, because Stan, he runs in. He's freaked the fuck out. Like, Kyle and Kenny are just hanging out talking to Clyde. They're like, talking back and forth or whatever. All of a sudden, Stan runs in. He's like, hey, you guys, I need to talk to you right now. No, right now. He pulls him aside and tells him that Trent Boyett, a classmate from their preschool years, is about to be released from juvenile hall on parole, of course. And Kyle and Kenny, of course, are equally horrified by this news, and they also begin to kind of panic. Cartman then just strolling by. Hey, what's up, dudes? They're like, Trent Boyett's about to get out of jail. That's cool. What do you mean? And then he stops. His behavior turns to fear. And then when he's informed about the news, Kyle suggests that maybe, he's forgiven them, claiming that they were, of course, only in preschool. And then they cut to the boys in preschool. And this is the first time we ever see our South Park characters in younger fashion, if you will. So let's go ahead and we're going to show what happens when Cartman shows up as he walks by the boys and finds out that Trent Boyett,
No! Hey, K-Bads, what's going on?
Hey, lads.
Trent Boyett is being released from juvenile hall. Really? That's cool. When did... What did you say? Trent Boyett? Meanest, dirtiest, toughest kid in the world, super pissed off at us, Trent Boyett? Yeah. Oh, holy Jesus, guys. What the hell are we gonna do? Is it true? Trent Boyett is getting out? It's true. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ in heaven. I gotta hide. He's gonna come for us, you guys. We are dead men. Look, maybe he's forgiven us. I mean, we were only in preschool.
We're only in preschool. Yes, Joe.
Dude, let's play fireman.
Let's play fireman.
Totally, dude, let's play fireman.
Ridiculous.
Dudes can't be firemen. Shut up, fat ass. Don't call me fat.
Now, this makes sense, I would say. As far as all four
Kenny's
boys
right. We should put out a real fire.
live in
Then
the same
we'll be
town.
heroes. But how do we start a fire? Trent Boyett will do it. He's the toughest, baddest kid in preschool.
All right.
Say uncle! Uncle! Say uncle! Uncle! What do you kids want?
What do you
Do
shoot
you
here?
know how to start a fire?
Not that fast.
Sure, I burn lots of stuff.
I burn
We
lots
start
of
one,
stuff.
then we're gonna put it out. We're firemen. Do you even know how to put out a fire? Yeah, we play firemen all the time.
The pros.
Don't worry, Trent.
Don't worry.
All right, fine.
Don't worry about it. You get some fire. He rolls it up. All right, so
Hey, fellas. you
this is what I
better
want to point
be
out.
Careful. Shut up, Butters. We know what we're doing. Oh, all right then.
So here's my dilemma. Go ahead.
I have the same dilemma.
Based on the same season we're already in, right?
Yes.
Based on the same fucking season we're already in.
FDNA, right? Literally just weeks ago on FDNA, they say he moved from Omaha.
Right, exactly. So if he moved from Omaha, he probably wouldn't have been there as a preschool kid. At least that's what we think. Because, well, I mean, I don't know. When he did the dance, no, because they show him older doing the dancing lessons, right? So, like, he would have had to, at that point, been at least in the first or second grade still in Omaha, Nebraska before moving to South Park Elementary. At least, at the very least.
Exactly. Unless he was there and then moved to Omaha, then moved back. But that's fucking convoluted.
Yeah, continuity.
He should
break.
be in Nebraska. He should not be in... Yeah, he should not be in the fucking classroom right now. He should be in Nebraska.
Well,
telling other kids to not start fires.
Telling other kids to not start fires. Well, as you saw and heard there, if we put this up on video at some point, I don't know, whatever. Patreon.com/suckmyballspod. It doesn't exist, but I'm just saying it because maybe one day, who knows? It's interesting to note that they couldn't put the fire out. And why couldn't they put the fire out, Joe?
They probably didn't have enough piss in them to put the fire out.
Now, have you ever done this as a stupid kid? Started a fire and tried to put it out your pee-pee?
Not try to put it out with my piss. I've like tried to put it out with like a bottle of water or with like a garden hose or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the one I tried to,
or something.
yeah,
Something like that happens. Like that too.
Yeah, it was the one I tried to put out with the garden hose that got me in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I just find it was funny. The very first thing the teacher does is she tries to grab a blanket to cover the fire, which in theory is a good idea if it's a fire retardant blanket, not a blanket that is just lying in the middle of the class. So her first reaction in normal situations, the first reaction of a teacher would have actually been, normally to get your kids out of the classroom, you actually wouldn't like try to put the fire out first. All right, kids, move out of the way, get out of the classroom, because it's not going to spread.
Pull the alarm.
Right, pull the alarm. And then, exactly, why didn't you pull the alarm too? And then like the water things could have gone off or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's in an art classroom.
We're putting way too much common sense into a fucking cartoon.
Well, I get it. Well, they're not putting
and that's the point of the show. And that's the point of our podcast. But
that's the point of our podcast. But yeah, so the children, unfortunately, they are unable to put the fire out, and thus it results in Miss Claridge, as we find out her name. She catches fire, Joe, and she ends up in a situation where she is basically paralyzed. She's like on a machine, right? And like, so she gets hauled out by like the ambulance and whatnot. You see the kids there, as we're watching here, we got the audio mute, but we're watching in the background. The kids are trying to put out the Miss Claridge again with the piss. And then like everyone's outside. Now we see the cops show up and they're like, oh shit, everyone's going to be really pissed. And well, they blame Trent Boyett, and the boys don't take responsibility.
That's true.
You boys, Trent is trying to tell us the fire was your idea.
No, not us. We're good kids. Tell them it was an accident. You thought you could put it out. Trent Boyett is a liar, sir.
I thought so. All right, that's it, Trent. You're going to juvenile hall for a long time.
Butters, you saw. Tell them what happened. Gee whiz, Trent. I don't want to get involved, or else my parents will ground me. You better pray I never get out of juvenile hall. You better all pray.
He can't fucking control him, even though he's like 5 pounds.
He's gonna want to kill us. Whatever. That's like 5 years from now. Yeah, who cares?
I like this animation shift really quick.
Yeah, that's a nice pan.
That was a nice animation shift there. Yeah, so the boys itself, as they come to find out, the passing of 5 years has come to be. Trent Boyett is getting out of juvenile hall. Kind of a scary situation.
Time has wandered on as the days became the months, became the years.
Right. So after the scene cuts back to present day where Stan remarks that now 5 years are up and Trent is being released, Cartman, he actually has the logical sense, because I'm sure if Cartman told his mom would have been like, nah, she wouldn't have been that mad. But Cartman suggests, why don't they just go and tell their parents? But of course, Kyle reminds them that they cannot go to anyone for help because that they lied to everyone and no one knows that they were responsible for Miss Claridge becoming crippled. And Stan quickly shushes the boys when then he sees Miss Claridge approaching. So we see what happens after Miss Claridge, unfortunately, gets burned to death. Not to death, but she gets burned.
Hello, Miss Claridge. Are you having a nice day, Miss Claridge?
1 beep means yes, 2 beeps means no.
Yes.
So following that, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. We'll get to that at the end of the episode.
So it's revealed that Miss Claridge is burned so badly, as I mentioned, that she's forever confined to kind of this sort of iron lung motorized wheelchair. She can only communicate by using electronic beeps, 1 for yes, 2 for no. They asked her if they have a nice day. If she's having a nice day, she simply gave him a 1 beep for yes. Now, after leaving, Kyle suggests that maybe Trent has forgotten all about the incident. And then we're going to cut over to Juvenile Hall, which is our second time South Park has visited a jail scene. The first being, of course, Whomper Stomper with Cartman. Copyright free rock music.
His fucking tattoos
Everything
are
you had
so
on you when
great.
you were first brought in here will now be returned.
Never forget.
One Crayola 8-pack with crayon sharpener. One pair plastic
Give
brown
all
tip
the stuff back when he
scissors.
was a preschooler.
One marble, blue.
Ooh.
And one switchblade knife with kill all betrayers written on the blade.
Yellow betrayers.
Black.
Yeah.
That. Now, I have a question. You know, I'm not a man who has spent many a time around jail cells. I'm not a man who's gone to prison. So I've never had my items confiscated in a manner in which, you know, for what I was drunken for. I was put in a drunk tank for, you know, less than 8 hours. But at that point, I was like at a party, so I had nothing. I just literally took everything out of my pockets and gave it to my friends. Just like, here, hold this on me. You know what I mean? But do they give back weapons like that? Would that be something to give back, Joe?
If they are legally obtained and it's not like that's a switchblade. Like in most places, I thought a switchblade was illegal, so they wouldn't give you that back. But like if it were like a regular pocket knife or something like that, they'll give it back if it's a registered weapon and stuff, and like you didn't commit a felony or anything like that, they'll give it back to you. They may
In this case, we
like,
have
escort you.
In this case, we'd have to
Go
assume
ahead.
he committed some sort of a felony, right? Because obviously he was placed in prison for 5 years.
Well, he burned the woman alive.
Well, he wasn't responsible.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So upon
Hey, he was found guilty of it. In this country, that means you fucking did it.
finding out about this, of course, one of the
Actually, wait. In this country, usually that means you didn't do it. Never mind.
So upon finding out about it, Trent Boyett is going to get out of prison. The one person who's really freaked out the most out of everybody, I have to say, is our good pal Butters. Because Butters doesn't want to get the shit kicked out of him. So we go to this scene here. He's hiding in his house, and his parents kick him out. And then, unfortunately, they don't do anything while Butters gets the shit kicked out of him.
And you're gonna play right now.
But Dad, I just want to stand around.
Butters, play! Start playing right now, young man!
At this point, I would say no. Maybe get myself grounded.
Right? That would like keep
Wouldn't it be
me
safer?
indoors.
Like I would have told him to F off or something. Got myself grounded. Well, good. Now you're grounded. You're not going to eat. That's fine because I'm not dead.
Dad, Mom, I'm done playing now. Let me in, Dad. Mom, Dad, you gotta open the door.
What on earth is the matter with him?
You could've
Just
reached
keep the
Jack.
door locked, honey. Butters can't be a house hermit his whole life.
Look out, he's coming. Oh, Hamburgers, he's gonna kill me.
I just can't stand to hear him scream like that. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Dad, please. Mom, Dad, you gotta open the door right now. You gotta open it.
Oh, hey, Trent.
Oh, hey, Trent Boyett. Gosh, I haven't seen you in a while.
5 years.
5 years.
It's been 5 long, miserable years.
Look, Trent, I know you're awful sore about preschool and all, but that was a long time ago. I mean, we were just kids. Please don't hurt me, Trent. I'll give you anything you want. You name it.
Can you give me back my time? Huh? Can you do that? Kindergarten, first grade, second. Can you give me that?
Give me that, Joe.
Well, no, Trent, I'm not like a time traveler or nothing.
I'm gonna give you something you didn't give me. A 5-second head start.
No, Trent, I ain't gonna run. We can talk this through.
4 seconds.
But Trent, not listening to me. I'm sorry for
3
the
seconds.
Oh, hamburgers.
Butters, of course, runs off here. Quickly pans over to Hell's Pass Hospital, where Butters is now laid up in the hospital, Joe. It's just funny. I just like that even in the midst of all that chaos, can you give me back my time? Can you do that? Butters still with smart ass. Well, no, Trent. I'm not time traveler or nothing. Just
And he's like not even trying to be a smart ass. It's just like a very smart ass response.
it is a smart ass. Like that would be a response I would say, and then an adult would be like, "Oh, you're such a smart ass," and you're just like, "I guess, like I'm not a time traveler."
Right? I wasn't trying to be a smart ass. I was just trying to tell you I can't travel time.
Right? So we now quickly, we jump over here. They quickly, when I say they literally went frame by frame, next scene, into the hospital. Now we see Butters laid up here as the boys, that being Stan, Kyle, Keeney, and Cartman, come in to see what has happened when Trent Boyett gets his revenge. And we're also going to find out what Trent Boyett's, what type of damage he's going to inflict on these boys.
Thanks so much for coming to visit Butters in the hospital, boys. It means a lot to him.
What happened to him, Doctor? From the test results, it would appear your child was tortured by a bully.
My bully.
He received a massive snuggie. His underwear pulled up so high it nearly killed him. He also received 2 Indian sunburns on his forearms, a Charlie horse on the thigh, and a second-degree titty twister. And from the damage to his head area, it appears he was also given a swirly, colossal one. It also looks like he received a noogie and a Polish bike ride.
Oh, the Polish
What's
bike.
that?
We aren't sure. We only know that there is no cure.
If only we had let him in. Why didn't we let him inside the house when he was screaming for help?
Now, honey, we were trying to read.
So bad. No, honey, we were trying to read. Do you know what a Polish bike ride is, Joe?
No, I don't.
So a Polish bike ride is according to urbandictionary.com, we aren't sure. We only know that there is no cure, of course. That's South Park's answer. But according to Trevor on Urban Dictionary, it says when a man is having sex with a woman from behind, he grips her waist, lifts her feet, and starts kicking her in the breasts. So it would appear that he picked up Butters, not sexually, from behind, gripped his waist, and then started kicking his chest area and maybe his head area. That's an interesting way of torturing somebody.
Yeah.
I guess if you do it in if you got somebody in the power bomb position, I guess it would probably be the easiest way to do it, right? Because then you could grip their waist that way and then just start kneeing them to the face or something like that. But because that would seem more like a bike ride, in my opinion. Man, that sounds like a colossal way to fuck somebody up.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's of course the disgusting one that says this is of course what is by Rudy C. He says it's similar to doggy, but you ride the hoe and move her arms in a swirling, twirling motion. So that's some information there on what your Polish bike ride is. Oh, wait, here's more. Jesus C., that's his name. Jesus, probably. Jesus C. Hurst says, when a man is having sex with a woman from behind in the doggy position, there is another woman riding the woman as if it's on a bike, holding her braids like handlebars and making a pedaling motion with her feet and massaging herself. Okay, we're done with this. But this sounds like it could be a good podcast idea. I think it might be.
Yeah.
What does Urban Dictionary say? Urban Dictionary, what does it say? So there's some of your terminology there in which the bully was inflicting upon Butters. Now, upon that, it's unfortunate for the boys, is they're like, oh shit, we got to fucking figure out a way to get out of this, right? We've got to find a way to not get bullied. So they're going to come up with that. While they're doing that, Miss Claridge is just like going through the town, and she's just like motoring along on her little thing. And unfortunately, her battery runs out in the middle of the street. So because her battery runs out, she can't really respond for 1 beeps yes or 2 beeps no. So people keep stopping to try and talk to her, but they're unable to talk to her because her battery's dead. But no one checks her battery, Joe. I mean,
no one does.
Thing, right? I mean,
yeah, especially when it's just consistently beeping the way it is that you'll hear here in a moment.
So here's what happens when a person approaches Miss Claridge in the street and doesn't get a response.
Miss Claridge, you all right? You can talk to me, Miss Claridge. I understand. 1 beep for yes and 2 for no. Don't you think you should get out of the street? Look, you don't have to be so cold. I'm just trying to help. Ooh, sorry.
I don't know why I always found that part to be so funny. Ooh, sorry. Like, there's some good acting there from freaking. It sounds like Trey just doing the voice.
Yeah.
He's just talking to himself, so that's pretty good. All right, let's go jump over now to when the boys appear with the bullies and try to sway them to get them to protect them against Trent Boyett.
We need you to protect us from a bully.
Yeah, and what do we get for it? A 12-pack of Dr. Pepper. A Chutes and Ladders game used only 3 times.
Only 3 times, Joe.
DVD of Harry Potter 2.
3.
Whoa.
And a coupon for a free side of fries with the purchase of any deluxe hamburger at Red Robin.
Yeah, man. I'll take
All
it.
this can be yours.
Yours. I just like how he comes over and kicks it.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Yes.
Well, what do you want?
You're Stan Marsh, right? Yeah? We want a picture of your mom's boobs. Yeah. What? Your mom has the sweetest boobs ever.
Yeah, I totally want to suck your mom's tits.
Weak. Come back with a naked picture of your mom. No. Then we aren't helping you.
Wait, we'll do it.
It has to be a good picture too.
Oh, that's hysterical. I'm sorry. I totally want to suck your mom's boobs.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, man. You don't see that, but it
Totally
is.
is.
It is kind of funny. Now, Joe, do you remember being in the 6th grade and being a horny 6th grader?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I don't know if I was horny for anyone's mom, but yeah.
I don't think I was.
I was.
I don't think I was in anybody's mom either.
No,
No.
not at that point.
Right. So it's at this point now the boys do figure. The Cartmans, Stan, and Kyle and Kenny. They're going to figure out a way to find boobs, and they come up with the idea to use Cartman's ass. We don't need to go to this clip here, so we're rounding out the end of the episode as we kind of wrapped up a lot what's going on. You've heard, the fact that Miss Claridge is in the street and people are walking by, the fact that she's not responding to them. You've got Trent going on the tear, and it basically culminates after this is the boys do eventually get the 6th graders to help them because they take a picture of Cartman's ass, draw nipples on his bottom side, and then put a chain around the neck. Deliver it to the 6th graders. The 6th graders agree to now, of course, protect them after they take the picture. I'm going to take the picture of the bushes first. The boys are like, man, are we going to be like that when we're older? Yeah, you are. And then now the boys are feeling great. Like they feel like they've got protection, right? So they're walking to the street. Not a care in the world. I feel great. They come upon the 6th graders who have all gotten their ass kicked. They're all in the hospital now. And one of the main 6th graders reveals to them, yeah, we told them that you paid us. So now the boys are even more fearful. So now we're here at the conclusion toward the end of the episode that we're in the middle of the street as Miss Claridge, of course, is still without the fact that she can't say anything. And the reason why the boys are there is eventually Stan had gone to his sister, Shelly, and Shelly said that she'll help him, but they've got to admit to Miss Claridge what they did. So they're going to admit that, and then it all culminates here with Trent Boyett.
Something to tell you. The thing is, Miss Claridge, we did a lot of stupid things when we were kids.
A lot of stupid things that we regret.
It's time for us to come clean. Ooh.
See, Miss Claridge, when we were little, we used to play with our wieners a lot. And one game we played was called Fireman. I've been looking for you. 5 years I've been waiting for this day.
Look at Cartman.
Trent, look, we realized our mistake. Yes, our conscience got the best of us, and we were just about to tell everyone the truth. You had 5 years to do that. And while I wasted away my life in prison, you've been enjoying nice, normal lives.
Our lives have not been enjoyable, Trent. I promise you.
Don't tell me that. I heard about the things you've done. But there were no magical Christmas adventures with talking poo for me. I didn't get to fight a huge mechanized Barbra Streisand like you did. No accidental trips to Afghanistan for Trent Boyett. Stay away from us, Trent. What is that? It's my mom's taser. I took it from her purse. Just back off, man. Look, just take your punishment. You deserve it. Let me have my retribution and it can be over with. I am not going to have a titty twister. I hate titty twisters. You don't even know how to use that.
Look at Cartman, at least eating correctly.
Right.
So now he charges up his Claridge. She runs into the little gas shack, which is full of propane and gas. Catches on fire once more. Now she's charged up, so she can yell. He runs into the pet store. Pet's now on fire. However, fire. Cops are showing up. And of course, she's going to run into a fire hydrant to put out the fire. So smart of her. Good idea. Push herself out, and now, of course, the cops once again blame Trent Boyett.
So, Trent, you just had to finish off your old preschool teacher, eh?
No, they did it.
Cartman once again.
Trent Boyett is a liar, sir.
Miss Claridge, did Trent Boyett do this to you?
1 beep me yes, 2 beeps me no.
Yes, yes. Take him away!
No, you gotta listen to me.
Dude, when he gets out, he's gonna be really mad. Whatever, that's like 5 years from now. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, woohoo, we did it.
Yeah.
So long, Trent. Have a nice time. Nya, 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 nya.
Cartman drops his pants there. Now you're going to hear the 6th graders.
Hey, hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Boobs! Oh my God, boobs! I'm taking them to the bushes. I'm taking them to the bushes first.
Boobs.
Bees! And that's your episode recap. As you heard that, unfortunately for Trent Boyett, he's now going to go back to juvenile hall once more, we have to assume. And we still have yet to see him because, of course, the boys have not really aged 5 years. I was hoping we would have gotten like a reference in the
Post-COVID.
the post-COVID specials. When I went back and looked, I didn't see his cell number. Like I was looking for like 08102004 or something like that. Some sort of combination of month, date, years, episode. You know what I'm saying, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a 110 whatever the November 5th, November 10th, whatever. I said this, 1000488 or something, S8E10 or something. You know what I mean? But or S810. I didn't see nothing, unfortunately. So, do you want to read some trivia before us after we come back for the break?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed. You'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review. Hey guys, we just want to take this quick time out here just to recognize our sponsor. What's that? Well, who's our sponsor?
Baked Boys Club.
Baked Boys Club. TheBakedBoysClub.com.
The Baked Boys Club.
That's right, the Baked Boys Club. You can use our code SuckMyBallsPod and you'll save how much, Joe?
20 motherfucking percent.
20.
You heard it right.
20%.
20%.
That's right, 20%. 20. That's 1/5 off your order just by typing in Suck My Balls Pod at thebakedboysclub.com. What does the Baked Boys Club have? Well, they've got hats, they've got shirts, they've got stickers, tons of different apparel. They've got mystery boxes, and if you use that code, according to Scoop, it brings it down to $49.95. So use Suck My Balls Pod code at thebakedboysclub.com. Baked Boys, not just a brand,
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. That's right.
It's a lifestyle. I may have been too big to do that.
And we are back. Once again, shout out to the sponsor there of La Bake, La Boys, La Club. BakedBoysClub.com. Use the code SuckMyBallsPod. You'll save 20% off your order. Baked Boys Club. Not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Joe, tell us about some of this here trivia, son. Why don't you go ahead and rustle us up some trivia?
Here is some piping hot fresh trivia. According to DVD commentary, Matt and Trey state that even though the child voicing Trent Boyett was not actually using profanity, they bleeped out the preschool voice to make it appear that he did say something offensive. During the fire incident taking part before the introductory episode for Mr. Slave, Mr. Hat can be seen with Mr. Garrison during the flashback when Miss Claridge is taken away. The character of Miss Claridge has appeared in 2 episodes other than this one, specifically The Death of Eric Cartman, where Eric attempts to atone for his actions by giving her a fruit basket, and Erection Day, watching Jimmy perform his stand-up. This episode features children being sent to the hospital after falling victim to school pranks. Made-up pranks are the Polish bike ride and the Texas Chili Bowl, the latter involving Tabasco sauce, a telephone, and the anus. And of course, as we referred to earlier, the Polish bike ride has no cure.
Hold on. Now, according to Urban Dictionary, once again, we have an update on what the Texas Chili Bowl may be.
Oh, God.
So according to My Brain Hurts Too, he says, or she says, referred to in an episode of South Park, and that involves the Tabasco sauce, telephone, and the anus. It can be assumed the telephone is covered in the Tabasco sauce and then inserted into the recipient/victim's ass or possibly vagina for women for maximum discomfort. Then they gave an example would be, I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me. So to get back at her, I gave her a Texas Chili Bowl and then told her I found out that she was cheating. So another person by the name of Dankster says to pour hot sauce on someone's anus and then beat it with an old school heavy telephone receiver, the kind with a cord.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of what I figured it was, but it was made up at the time. Thanks for introducing that, Matt and Trey.
Well, and then finally, just from Recon, just to wrap this up, he says, when you make a taco salad between a woman's butt cheeks, eat it with chips and salsa, and then lick the bowl clean.
Oh. Why?
Why? Continue.
Fuck. This is because of the shit at the beginning of the episode, isn't it?
Continue.
This is one of the few episodes in which the boys very clearly have not learned anything from their adventures by the end, despite having been told flat out that they cannot hide from their pasts by Shelley. The boys readily make the same mistake at the end of the episode that they did just 5 years earlier. Trey Parker and Matt Stone discuss making this episode on the DVD commentary for the episode Cripple Fight, which, if accurate, was recorded on Friday, November 5th, 2004, when this episode was being made.
Busy that day. They were recording an episode for DVD commentary and making another episode.
Busy men.
Yeah.
If you look closely, the preschool version of Wendy Tesselberger is visible in the flashback, standing between two art easels near the chalkboard. Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny do the same exact victory dance both times Trent Boyett is arrested. And in the scene where Miss Claridge is being loaded into the ambulance in front of the school, the cop car in back of the ambulance has the classic "to patronize and annoy" motto on its rear door.
Right. Do you want to continue on with some pop culture there?
Sure can. Trent Boyett and his quest for revenge are both references to Cape Fear, both the original 1962 film and the much more widely known 1991 film starring Robert De Niro. Miss Claridge's wheelchair and condition are based on that of the fictional Captain Christopher Pike from the Star Trek original series episode, The Menagerie. Great episode if you've never seen it and you're into that shit. The police's misunderstanding of two beeps, meaning yes, yes, was previously parodied in an episode of Futurama titled Where No Fan Has Gone Before. In that episode, Zap Brannigan tells Fry that one beep means yes, two beeps means no, and then when asking Fry if he is guilty, pronounces a double yes after Fry's two beeps. In the DVD commentary of this episode, Parker and Stone indicated they were not aware that anyone else had done the joke at the time, but were disappointed when they learned that someone else had done it. Holy shit. Sorry about that. Had someone else had done it. Humorously, neither one of them could remember which show had used the joke, thinking it might have been The Simpsons, which, as we know, was also created by Matt Groening. The little gas shack into which Miss Claridge's out-of-control wheelchair crashes sells propane and propane accessories, which, of course, is a reference to Hank Hill and King of the Hill. Mike Judge is a close personal friend of South Park creators and previously provided the undistorted voice of Kenny in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. It is also to be noted that Beavis and Butthead was part of the inspiration for South Park, and the characters and controversy that surrounded them is pretty much the impetus and inspiration for Terrence and Phillip. Trent's release from prison mimics Jake Blues' release from prison in the Blues Brothers, specifically mentioning the items on his person and the colors. In order to make the photograph of the breast, the boys consult Madonna's book, Sex, a coffee table book released by the singer in the early 90s, which was controversial due to its depiction of nudity and various sexual acts.
It was a good book. I know somebody I know parents, friends who had that book. Anyway, go ahead.
I have to see this book.
It's a good book.
The theme of an escaped prisoner taking revenge on the people who falsely accused him, as well as a paralyzed person using once for yes, two for no system, was pioneered by Alexander Dumas in his classic novel, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo. But I still like the reference that you made earlier about Zab Brannigan. Yes, yes. With Zab Brannigan. I can hear his Zab Brannigan's voice. Yes, yes.
Double yes. Yeah. The tattoo on Trent's right arm, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord," is a partial quote taken from the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. I am not looking up that whole one right now. The tattoo of the skull on Trent's left arm bears a strong resemblance to that used by the Punisher. Both Trent and the Punisher are similar in that they are depicted as seeking justice against those who wronged them and who believe in the concept of an eye for an eye, using intimidation and extreme violence. And at the beginning of the episode, Clyde Donovan mentions the TV show The Man from Atlantis and notes that the lead character had webbed fingers.
That's right. So that's some of your references to pop culture and trivia. We already mentioned some of the trivia because then Trent did in the episode when he talks about he didn't get to appear in the Mr. Hinky, Christmas Poo, Barbra Streisand, Mecca Streisand episode, and the Journey to Afghanistan, which is Osama bin Laden's farty pants, as well as the boys have previously been seen younger in Summer Sucks. Last thing here before we go to what we liked about this episode, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the return of What Did Kenny Say? He had some lines in this episode, and it starts off this episode when, as we mentioned, Stan was having to freak out about Trent getting out of prison. Stan walks up and he tells him what happened, and Kenny just screams out, "What?" And then later on, we go back to the flashback where Cartman says, "You can't be a fireman." Kyle says, "Shut up, fat ass." And Cartman says, "Don't call me fat, you stupid Jew." And Kenny's actually the one that comes up with the idea. He says, "How about we put a real fire out?" So Kenny's really the one who came out with the idea, boys and girls. Such a bad influence. And then later on in the episode, we then see Stan saying to the boys when he finds out about having to, we're trying to come up with the idea as far as taking pictures of his mom's boobs. Kyle says, why don't you just sneak in your mom's closet and get a picture when she's changing clothes? And Stan says, "That's sick, dude. I'm not taking a picture of my mom's boobs." And of course, Kenny volunteers and says, "I'll do it." And Stan says, "No, you're not doing it." Later on, we then see at the end of this scene when they're talking about, we forgot to put the necklace around Cartman's ass. And Kenny's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then I believe there was only one more line later on in the episode. It's, as we already mentioned, because there was like a couple woohoos and all rights. But there was later on in the episode when I mentioned when we came up to Miss Claridge, Cartman and Kenny and Stan and Kyle are admitting, "Hi, Miss Claridge, we have something to tell you." Kyle says, "The thing is, Miss Claridge, we did a lot of stupid things when we were kids." And Cartman says, "It's a lot of stupid things that we regret." And Kenny says, "And it's time for us to come clean." So that is all of Kenny's lines. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what Kenny said. That's what Kenny fucking said. Joe, what'd you like about this episode?
It was, again, it wasn't like a weak episode by any means. There wasn't a lot to hate about it. I like the Cape Fear homage. This is where and I think we said at the beginning of the season that like they don't remember most of the season and they feel that filming Team America really worked in, like, affected the show. And it's not phoned in, but it's definitely, you can see that their efforts were being used also. It wasn't an A effort. Again, it's maybe top 150. It's by no means a terrible episode.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's a kind of a one-off episode. It's one of those episodes. It's funny. There's some funny stuff in here, but there's nothing that's ever going to be really referenced again. Trent Boyett, was he in any of the video games? Did we see him in the prisons, any of the cells? I mean,
no, I don't think
was he a
so.
boss? I mean,
no, I don't remember seeing him, because I think he's still in jail. And like, I can't remember Claridge getting referenced much after this either.
Claridge? Oh, Miss Claridge itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. She doesn't really ever get mentioned itself, because don't they have a different art teacher in the future? Oh no, they had a different.
Yeah.
Was Miss Claridge the one that they TP'd earlier, or was that different?
No, Miss Claridge is the preschool teacher, not the art teacher.
Right. I'm sorry. So yeah, so we don't really get a lot of other references. Yeah, and we don't really find out much about Trent Boyett moving further. He's not really listed in any of the episodes here. I'm just looking through the background as far as what happens to him later, but I don't really see anything. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think they just kind of write him off.
Yeah, I mean, there is a criminal record about him. He's got assault, attempted assault, implied sexual assault. I think he gave one of the sixth graders a Texas chili bowl. As I told you, that could be sexual.
Yeah.
And yeah, there wasn't. That's it. So that's really the only time we see Trent Boyett. Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a one-off episode. It's not one of those ones that's like you go back and think, "Wow, great episode of South Park." You just go, "Okay, that was a funny episode." As we mentioned during this season, they were also filming and shooting Team America. So this could have been an episode 10 episodes in where they were like, oh, whatever. So let's just make it. So, but maybe there was a lot of thought to it as well. Who knows? We don't want to speculate. But I agree with you. Maybe this would be like maybe my top 150, even top 200. Decent episode, but there's some better episodes in the season, and there's even one or two more to come in this season that I think are really funny.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think that's probably going to wrap it up for us here today on another edition of
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
Suck My Balls, a South Park review. We, of course, each and every week provide you South Park reviews. You can go back and listen to any of our episodes just by visiting us at link.tree/South Park Pod. So Linktree South Park Pod. You can find us on all of our social medias by searching Suck My Balls Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and South Park Pod on Facebook. As well as, you can also give us a 5-star review and tell us why we suck. I don't know, but give us the 5-star review. That'd be great. Coming up next week is one of my favorite episodes. It's the quest for ratings. And not just because I also work in news and stuff like that, and you work in television, just because there's so many good, I don't know, I guess you'd say
so much good
one-liners in this next episode. Like, especially like a line I always use that, like, unless you watch South Park, you don't get it. People think I'm crazy. I'll be like, come on, fellas, let's go run naked through the streets. So, like, that's a good episode. And then, of course, following that, you've got, Stupid Spoiled Horror video playset, Cartman's Incredible Gift, and Woodland Critter Christmas. So the rest of the season really rounds out with some good bangers. So, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Vernola usually tries to tell us what he does each and every week in his life. Joe, what do you got going on?
May 15th, the Alpha 9 at the Roxy Theater in 5 Points. May the 14th be with you at Mile High Comics in Denver, Colorado. May 21st, I will be at Sunshine Studios live in Colorado Springs for Colorado Springs Wrestling. And that's all I can think of right now. In the words of Jerry Springer, be good to yourself and each other.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to you, Scoop. Yeah, mashed it. Scoop, we miss you.
I like that mashup.
You like that?
Yes, miss you, Scoop.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, guys, on another edition of Suck My Balls. Also, go check out Magic Mountain Band by our buddy Darren Hart. He's the guy that I've always done like a lot of his music here in the outros. If you listen back to the podcasts, he's got a brand new song out called "Don't Taste the Same" with his brand new band called "Don't Taste the Same," but the band is called Magic Mountain Band. So I'll play that out here after we go out. Shout out to you. Go check it out. It's free. You can check it out on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Download it, support it, or just listen to it. Give him a review. Magic Mountain Band. Don't Taste the Same. Go check out. Support Darren Hart Music. DarrenHartMusic at gmail.com. Shout out to you, bro. All right, guys, that's going to do it for another edition of Suck My Balls. We'll be back. Later.